Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 85. Yes, we are 15 away from number 100. We are the Two Left Thumbs, your source of weekly gaming news and updates. In this week's episode, we're going to be talking about the PS5 reveal event that has now been postponed. EB Games has to refund Fallout 76 purchases, when to watch the E3 2020 streams in Australian time, and PlayStation 5 games might become a little bit more expensive. We also have the best weekly deals from a range of publishers across all gaming platforms. Remember, if you are listening now, don't forget to share the podcast around, tell a friend about it, leave a rating, as all of that really does help us reach new people. My name's Gray as a Gamer. Joined with me, as always, is the whiz kid himself, the editing maestro, Def Puppies. How you going, man?
I'm fucking stressed.
For everyone who's listening, we are now recording live streaming to YouTube, and it's a little different. We've got to get used to it. The streaming service of YouTube is complex for reasons unknown, and there is a wicked delay that we have to deal with that keeps messing with us. But I think we are good.
We got it. I think we're okay. But aside from that, I'm great. My heart is beating, and I have no idea what's going on, but it's fine. It's fine.
We're all good.
We are all okay. It looks like we have audio and all that jazz, so we're all right.
Sounds good. Hey, do you play video games?
I do occasionally. On occasion, I tend to dip into the world of video games.
Could you tell me about a handful that you might have played this week?
So this week, I didn't play many video games, but I played 2. So I finished Maneater.
Oh, okay.
A lot of fun. So I finished it. Finished the main story. I liked that. The end fight with there was actually something introduced, and I wish that had been done earlier.
I know, right? See, we couldn't have talked about this last week.
Gradual would have been fantastic, but it was just like everything was just all at the end, and then there was like the hunters as well, like the last couple of levels, all at the end. And I was like, it would have been nice to see that kind of maybe towards the midpoint, where you start to see some of those mechanics. Because I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, the game explains it to you fine.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? You get all the way there, and then it's like, this is a cool mechanic. I like this. Why wasn't this in the fucking fights?
Why isn't this
halfway in the game? Yeah.
Aside from that, it was. I mean, I found it fairly easy too. Like, the giant sperm whale, the apex, nailed him in less than a minute.
Nice.
It did not take me long. I was like, huh. I was hoping for. I showed him who was boss, but I was hoping for a little bit more challenge, especially with something that was double my level. I was like, is that it?
60, I think when you take it on, it's
level 60. I was level 30 when I took it on. But yeah, I was hoping for just a little bit more of a challenge. Like, I have to like run away and heal for a minute, but I didn't have any of that. I just straight into him. I mean, I
think it's like what we spoke about last week, where it would have been good if Tripwire, the developers, had really leaned into the crazy side of things a bit more. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
because that would have given them a bit more creative freedom in combat. Because as it was, they kind of stretched it just a little bit of what the shark could be doing.
Yeah,
and I think that could have made the boss fights and general fights a little bit better, but. It's a fun game, isn't it? It's a bit weird.
It's a fun game. It's wacky and wonderful, and it's like it's a good game just to have fun with. It doesn't take itself seriously. It just has a bit of fun, and I like it. I can really appreciate that as a game.
It's got a bit of a cult classic vibe to it.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit there. There's something there that I think I've not seen a person really speak that badly of it. Everyone has loved it and enjoyed it, and has really embraced it for being a game where you eat people as a shark, and that's it. Like, there's nothing else to tell. It's just get in there, get it done, and have some fun while doing it. So I hope it sells really well.
So do I. I'd like to see.
I'd love to see DLC.
Oh yes, DLC would be amazing. There are so many possibilities for that. Like fighting a kraken or something would be awesome.
They already spoke about that. I did see them on Twitter talking about. They're in the process now of animating newer, cooler things. So I think they might have got the go ahead to really ramp it up a little bit.
Oh,
So,
excellent.
and then
Oh, it's
they
good.
were talking about doing a megalodon as well, like another evolution to your shark, and
Yep.
yeah,
I can see. Yeah, I can see that happening. That'll be. I'm really hoping they work on something for that. That'll be really, really fun to do.
certainly would be.
Yeah.
It's yeah, if you are interested, either listen to last week's episode. We did do a bit of a review on it, but yeah, our thoughts overall now that we've both completed it. For me,
Mm.
it's a yeah, go
Yeah.
go play,
I'm
go
very
have a go.
much aligned with what you were saying there. Again, a little bit repetitive, but still a lot of fun just to be a shark and eat people. It's great.
Yeah, fat people screaming, so good.
Yeah, just drowning people screaming is. They had that.
Yeah,
They had that sound effect down
I
point.
know. It's horribly good.
Yeah. The other game I've been playing this week is Minecraft Dungeons.
Yes.
I mean, you and I both played that for a short amount of time, and I stole all your loot. It's
But
okay. It's not
we're not
like
going to talk about the loot, okay?
no, we're not going to talk about the loot because I mean, I thought the loot was fantastic. I was getting showered in amazing loot, and poor Gray here was sitting there going, "Why am I not getting anything? I got like one drop."
Honestly, yeah, fucking wolf head again. I'm going to flip. Yeah, give me your thoughts on the game now that you've played a bit more.
So from someone that isn't coming from the Diablo side of things, I'm coming from very much being a Minecraft fan playing this game. They really nailed like the feel of Minecraft and that universe. The characters are in it. Everything there kind of makes sense as to what you'd experience in a regular Minecraft game, which is really good. It was a little. It was very simplistic. Like it was very basic. Like I'm not sure if this is like. I mean, Minecraft is generally viewed as a kid's game, because it seems very simple and very childish in the way it's kind of done. But it does have quite a bit of depth to it, and there are a lot of adults that play it a lot. So I feel like there could have been more there, like just a little bit. Like the combat was very kind of click to hit, and like you get some cool combinations with some of the perks and the powers and stuff you get later on. But even then, it was, I don't know, it felt just a little bit too basic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might as well give my thoughts on it as well.
Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah.
It's what I played as well. Yeah, I was, as someone who was the opposite of you from not playing Minecraft really at all, maybe an hour or two total. But yeah, I lost countless hours into Diablo and whatnot. So coming at it from that perspective, yeah, it was super simplistic, to the point of it was going to get very, very boring. I mean, I've only I forget how many worlds. I've only played like maybe another 3 or 4 after we stopped that night.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if there's too many left to go, but I feel like there's not. The map's pretty well.
So I
pretty
think
well
there's like 9 all up, and then once you complete those, the other difficulties unlock, so you can go and replay them. They bring in new enemies, but not different mechanics. It's just newer, harder enemies. So
Yeah,
a lot of the enemies you see towards the end are at the start, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a staple. A staple for those ARPGs. Yeah, I think it's fine because it's aimed at a much younger demographic. It is aimed for kids.
Definitely.
It is built for kids, and I think that's the way it should be kind of looked at. As a fan of Diablo and that, I would not say go pick this up. I don't think it'll give you any kind of satisfaction whatsoever in its combat. Its loot is fucking horrible, especially for me.
Your loot was horrible. Mine was great.
I got nothing. The whole point of these games, of those types of games, is shower the player in loot. Just make it progressively get better and better, and you get rewarded better for the harder tasks that you do. I mean, Destiny is a great example of what happens when they don't give you loot. It just gets repetitive. It's like, why would I want to grind and go back through these levels again and whatnot?
Yeah.
There's some weird mechanics in there. That roll is
the roll. There are things that make the roll slightly better. Like you can get some perks later on, like you leave a trail of fire behind you and stuff like that. So if you're kiting enemies and you roll away from them, that will actually do something. But the fact that it stops you after the roll is really off-putting.
It's infuriating. It slows you down so much. And these games are they're like, you want to go fast. Like You want to speed run the levels because there are only X amount of levels, and the idea is to turn it up and go back again and again and again and run it as more time. Sorry, to get as much loot as you can. And when they have a mechanic in there, a dodge mechanic, and it slows you down, like it's just so uncomfortable to use. And I don't even understand how someone play tested that and said, this fucking works. This is good. Barry, send it off. We're done. It's like, man, just fix it, please. Do something. Yeah. Overall, I think it's a great kids game. It's a good entry level game.
I've been playing it with my kids as well on console, and they seem to quite like it. And something we can do together, like co-op as well, which is always nice.
Yeah, sweet. So I think, and I think that's what they aim for.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I've seen some reviews on it, and man, some people are like putting this thing up in like 9.8. I think was the highest I've seen, which is I was like, okay, then that's an interesting review style. Yeah. And then I've seen others that are absolutely shit on it and destroyed it, but they kind of attacked it and reviewed it like as if this was the next Diablo for them to play when they completely missed the whole point of it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is what it is. It's solid effort. And Game Pass, man, it's just another pretty good title for game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Anything else? Did you get into anything else?
No, not this week. I got Valorant downloaded. It's sitting there. I didn't get a chance to play it today. It came out today. And I was like, I'll get that downloaded and check that out. And then my day just totally got away from me. I'm like,
how big is it for the listeners?
For memory, it wasn't that large. It's like 30 gig.
Right. That's huge for me.
That's huge for you, yeah. But I think it only took me maybe half an hour, 45 minutes to download on kind of regular Australian internet. So
yeah,
that's not too bad. Although
it's finally out.
Yeah,
we gave our thoughts on this last week, but
I'll give it a play and see how it feels to play as well. At some point during the week, I'll put a few hours in and
yeah. I mean, it is free to play, so it's not
exactly.
It's not like you're losing out. And I mean, it does come from what I've heard, it's got very good control, so it's very tight controls. So
yeah,
which is always a plus in a shooter.
Definitely.
So, what have I been into? Well, I did the Minecraft with you. I finished Man-Eater, so I didn't go back to that. I have been back in a little game called Escape from Tarkov.
I've seen you playing. I've been meaning to get back in myself. Because the reason you're back in, obviously, is they've done the wipe, which is a reset of everything.
Yes, so the wipe has taken place, and I've got to say that this is such a fucking fantastic mechanic that they have implemented into this game. It's simple. It's just we will erase everything, including your username, effectively.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got to retype in your name, stuff like that. Back to basics. And you start all over again. You start collecting your loot. You start upgrading your hideout. You do it all again. You start all your traders are all back, reset everything. And it is really, really good. So when I first started it, a few of us in the Discord started playing. Maybe at the start of the year. That was a few months in to the current one, the one that was just went. And while we loved it and we got right into it, we were definitely running into some talented players and some geared players who just had, they've been grinding the game and they got all the good stuff and they can easily just farm new guys on the block like us, just walking into customs and getting absolutely shot to pieces. But now, because we are all on the same playing level, it feels really good to play. Like from my own perspective of, someone who started quite recently, but was struggling, not struggle, but really felt it like going in and playing. Now I feel like I'm competing on a proper level with a lot of other people. It's not down to, you had a decked out M4 with all the right gun, all the right ammo, everything like that, and my little shitty AK with PS rounds just tickled you. That was it. Even though I landed all my shots, so it feels a lot safer to play. And I mean, for a game where you lose everything every time you die, that's a good feeling to have.
Yeah, definitely. I'm interested because I came in again later again than you did, so I was like right kind of towards the end. And I kind of played a few rounds, got the hang of it. I like it, but again, I now that there's a wipe, I'm definitely interested to kind of go back and check it
Oh
out
yeah.
when everyone else is fresh and I'm kind of on equal footing, and it's only my shitty gunplay that is affecting me.
Do it. It is. Yeah, it is. It feels extremely different, and even the levels are kind of playing out differently. So, Reserve is a really good map that I enjoy playing on. It's an abandoned military base, very contested generally, with a lot of players on it, lots of action. But due to it being so early in the wipe, there is one extract that if you play as your PMC, which is your main character, you need to have a certain piece of equipment, an ice pick, to do a cliff descent. And no one, I
Yep.
don't think, even has that yet, or not many people would have it. So it's changing the dynamic of the map and how players are reacting to it. So normally, pre-wipe, all these PMC players were running up the top and out of the way to this safer extract because it was well out of the way. You didn't have to do a great deal.
Yeah.
Now, not many people have it. They're all getting forced and shunted down back into the main section of the map, and it's really good. It makes it really chaotic, and you've got to be like constantly on your toes, but you can walk out with some big kills. So I think I've put down
Nice.
like 10 scavs and 4 other PMCs. It was like one of my best runs I've done so far of the wipe, and yeah, all of that happened within 10 minutes, and then you just boogie out because you're just like heart is beating a million miles an hour because you got $300,000 worth of loot on you and you don't want to die.
The adrenaline is just fucking pumping.
So yeah, it's in a good spot. I think that game, I think it's doing quite well. Few hackers though, which is a pain. Ran
Yep.
into my first one the other day, which is unfortunate. They have got BattleEye, I think, running their cheat service. I think it's BattleEye. Anyway, they are pretty upfront with the people they ban. I think they even name and shame them on their website.
Yeah, I think they said something like I saw a tweet from their Twitter account saying something they banned like 7,000 people already this wipe.
That's insane. That is
It's
insane.
crazy.
It's like so much money, but
Mm.
it is unfortunate. So I had someone who was running. Obviously, I had a wall hack because he just knew exactly where I was because I was sitting in the corner, and he knew exactly. I had aimbot because he walked in with a pistol and one shot. Wasn't even looking at me. Just bam. I was like, "Fuck, Jesus!" Couldn't do anything. Spewing.
No.
But cheaters are everywhere. It is what it is. Shall we get into the deals this week?
I think we should. Good plan.
Should throw a few around. We're going to kick off as usual with PlayStation. And this week on PlayStation Plus, this month, sorry, is probably the biggest one I've seen, with Call of Duty World War II and Star Wars Battlefront 2. That's huge.
That is pretty damn good.
Yeah. So PlayStation Plus, if you got that, go over, download,
renew it for this month. Mine ran out last month. I'm like, because it was like the farming sims. I'm like, I'll let it go this month.
Yeah, I know. I don't think I've renewed mine in months, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to just yet. PSN deals this week. We have Mirror's Edge Catalyst for $6.23 and Metal Gear Solid V: The Phantom Pain for $7.85. Played both, beaten both, loved. And Metal Gear Solid V it's a hard one for me. I love that franchise. It's my jam. Metal Gear Solid 1's like, on its day, it's one of my favorite games. But yeah, V was tough.
Yeah.
But it is still a fantastic game for $7. That's insane. You pick that one up. Xbox. Now we're introducing a new one for Xbox this week. We're gonna have Xbox Game Pass. We're gonna pick a game each week from that. Could be one that's coming to it within the next week or two, or one that we think everyone should have a look at. This week we have gone with No Man's Sky, which is June with no firm release date. So anytime between now and a week or two, I'd say they would have it out.
I guess it'll be the first kind of half of June.
Yeah, I think it'd be in a few days. They're pretty quick with them. I'm super excited to get into this. I was thinking about this a month ago. Man, would like to jump back into that on PC
Yeah.
with that huge update they've done, because I played it originally on the PS4 when it released, and it was mind blowing what it could do, but it was horrible. It was like it kind of forgot to be a game first, and more or less became an experiment. But now, from what I've heard, it's pretty amazing. So might be jumping
Yeah,
into
it's
that. You might have to come with me.
You know,
Multiplayer.
I will. We will for sure. I've actually been looking at it as well. When my kids wanted to get it today, I'm like, look, just wait a couple of weeks. I'm pretty sure it's out on Game Pass.
Well, we can go build a spaceport somewhere.
Yes, and I'm gonna ruin it for you every time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's what I do.
You're gonna bring all the pirates back.
Exactly.
Over with games with gold this week. We got Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr. We have Destroy All Humans and Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Don't really know a great deal about Shantae, but it looked okay-ish. Deals with gold. We have Avon Colony for $49.95 and The Wolf Among Us for $22.75. Wolf Among Us is an easy pick there. It's quite a good game.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game.
Yeah. Avon Colony for your sim build style games. Switch this week, we got the BioShock Collection. Now, this is not a deal per se, but it is brand new for the Switch for $89 Australian. But the BioShock is all 3 games, which are 3 amazing games. Seen some videos on it, some reviews. It looks insane. Like, they've done an incredible job porting that over, and are to be commended. So definitely one to be checking out.
BioShock franchise is absolutely fucking fantastic. If you haven't played it and you've got a Switch, now's the time.
Yeah, and it's portable, which is insane. Who would have thought that one day you'd take the BioShock collection portably around?
Right.
Not me. Gravekeeper is also next on the Switch. Now, this is only for $1.50. Now, this game is like it's Stardew Valley, but you are a graveyard keeper. And it looks fun. It's definitely been one I've wanted to pick up. I've seen a few people I follow on Twitter talk about it recently, how they just couldn't put it down, how much fun they were having with it. And for $1.50,
definitely,
go grab it. Easy. Epic Store, we have Borderlands: The Handsome Collection for free. That is from May 28th to June 4th. Puppies is a mad Borderlands fan.
Mad Borderlands fan. But honestly, look, like, the game is great. I just don't enjoy it. I respect why it's good. But
totally fair. Fair.
Definitely one worth picking up for sure. Epic have been killing it, man. Was it Civ 6 last week? Handsome Collection this week.
They're just giving away money.
All right.
Well, giving away games, but you know what I mean.
Well, there's Fortnite dollars, man. Cashing it in.
Yeah. Well, they've delayed the season, so they're going to be waiting for a little bit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we roll into news and updates?
We should. I think it's a good thing to do.
Okay.
That's how we're not.
Let's do it then. We're going to start things off with the PS5 reveal event that has been postponed. So Sony has made the decision to postpone this week's PlayStation 5 reveal event until a later unspecified date. The event was set to last around an hour and showcase a range of games coming to the PlayStation 5. The decision was made as there's clearly more important things going on in the United States and voices that need to be heard ahead of the event like this. In a statement, they said, "We have decided to postpone the PlayStation 5 event scheduled for June 4th. While we do understand gamers worldwide are excited to see PlayStation 5 games, we do not feel that right now is the time for celebration. And for now, we want to stand back and allow more important voices to be heard." Puppies.
Fantastic. This is good news. So for those who have been living under a rock, there's been a lot of action in the States with protests about equal rights, human rights for black people especially, after the police killed a guy, which was absolutely fucking tragic.
The whole thing's pretty horrible.
The whole thing's, yeah.
Yeah, it is. This is a good thing that
it is. Yeah,
stood up and.
I think I've seen a lot of companies kind of step back and go, right, we're holding things back now. I think Activision are holding back.
Call of Duty season.
Call of
the new
Duty
season.
seasons. There's a few things like that. A lot of companies have also been speaking out about racism as well, which is important and very, very good to see. It's something that we should be talking about more often, to be honest. Yeah.
We definitely should. And it's really unfortunate, like we were talking about earlier, some of the responses on Twitter to this post to Sony saying we're going to, there's some horrible people out there that it's like, you just can't understand, like how do you even come to that point that you're in right now to say these things? Like, it's a fucking an hour-long show of games that we're going to see. It's not like it's getting cancelled. It's not like you're never going to see it. It's getting postponed. It's getting moved a week, 2 weeks.
It's a delay. People just need to fucking recognize what's going on and go, oh, this isn't about me because I'm a fucking self-centered twat.
And the best ones you see are like, oh, I don't live in America. This is not just about, this is just, the flashpoint is in America. It's about racism across the world.
Worldwide. Exactly.
Nothing to do with just being in America. They're just pushing it forward as much as they need to for their country. Well done to any of these companies that stand up and put this shit off and wait until
it's a more appropriate time.
Kind of, it starts to get sorted out and calm down. So, damn, that would have been good to watch.
Would have been, but I'm happy to wait, especially for these reasons.
We have, I say 2 to 3 weeks. I think we'll be seeing it. It's pretty, I'd say so. Pretty good though, because it gets them closer to Last of Us. Lets The Last of Us have its time.
That's true.
But we shall move on to our next one. EB Games has to refund Fallout 76 purchases. Now, it's been a while since we've had Fallout 76 feature on the podcast in a while, so it's good to have it back.
It's been a couple of months. Yeah.
It has been. And it normally doesn't go very long before Bethesda shows up and does something for us. So EB Games has conceded that it will refund those who purchased Fallout 76 from either its retail outlets or online store, and then tried to seek a refund due to faults in the game between November 4th, 2018 and October 31st, 2019. So those dates are important. This is after October's ACCC findings that Bethesda had misled its customers about what they were getting when purchasing 76. EB Games has subsequently informed customers that they were not entitled to a refund, which led customers to go to the ACCC to seek their rights. Customers who believe they are eligible for a refund need to contact EB Games before August 1st by emailing them, the customer service team. And it goes without saying that you will lose the right to play the game once it's refunded. Makes sense.
I'd say. I would be surprised if there's like a way around it and people like, oh, I can still play this now.
Oh, it's Bethesda. Yeah, I don't know what. I returned my copy on Steam a few weeks back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played Wastelanders and just like I was enjoying it for like the first couple of hours, 2 hours. I think I was on my limit, and it's just that creation engine just needs to go. Just move it aside, set it out to pasture, let it go, and come out with something new because it's very dated. It feels very old, and hopefully no more online Fallout ever. Hopefully they're done, and they can just go back to doing their story-driven content, and that's it. But
hopefully. It'll be a while before we see anything.
No. So, next up on our list is when to watch the E3 2020 streams in Australian time. So, it's that time of the year again, and we know that E3 isn't taking place in a physical sense because it was cancelled. But most of the big streams that we watch during June each and every year are still taking place, with the exception of Bethesda and potentially Nintendo. All the usual publishers still plan to hold streams in the next 6 weeks. So, what we have here is quite a large list of all these different shows that are coming up. And I've just gone through and marked the dates for everyone. We'll put a link in the show description. You'll be able to click on that. It'll take you to the website where I got the information from, and you will be able to interpret when and where it is in your country, in your zone. It's all there. and there's quite a lot of information. So I didn't want to go through and try and read it out right now because we'd be here all night. Anyway, let's move on with that. So when do the streams start? There's already been a big number of streams taking place with the Summer Games Fest, which is lasting all the way until the end of August. Some of these streams below are part of the Summer Games Fest, while others are not. Sony, who weren't going to be a part of E3, is going to be a part of the fun, kicking things off in June with a PS5 reveal event, which we now know has been cancelled or postponed. So we have Guerrilla Collective, which is on Sunday, June 7th. When's that? That's this Sunday, isn't it?
It's Sunday, yeah.
There you go. So it's starting this week. PC Game Show, which is also on Sunday, June 7th. Upload VR Showcase, one I haven't heard of before, is on Tuesday, June 9th. We have the Steam Game Festival, which is Tuesday, June 9th until June 14th. We also have the World of Warcraft Shadowlands stream, which is on Wednesday, June 10th. A very big one here is Cyberpunk 2077 stream, which is on Wednesday, June 10th. EA Play is on Friday, June 12th. The Day of the Devs by the Game Awards is on Tuesday, June 23rd. New Game Plus Expo is on Wednesday, June 24th. Marvel Avengers are having a stream. Their War Table stream is on Thursday, June 25th. Xbox has a 2020 first-party game stream in July. Now, they haven't confirmed a date. They've just said it's in July. Ubisoft Forward is on Monday, July 13th. And Gamescom opening night live is on Tuesday, August 25th. Puppies. Out of all of those, what are you excited to see?
Not the Cyberpunk one. I don't want to see any more Cyberpunk stuff. I'm interested to see the Xbox first party one. I think that'll be interesting. Hopefully they can hit that on the head. They kind of fumbled the last one they did.
They got to nail that. If they don't, it's just
gonna be hard
fucking
for them.
show fucking 20 minutes of Halo Infinite kicking ass, and that'll do.
It will be fine. I'm actually really interested to see the Marvel's Avengers War Table stream, because we haven't heard a lot from that game, and I want to see where it's going and what it's doing.
And that was supposed to be out now, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah, it got delayed, yeah. So I'm interested to see where they are with that. Given the fact that they're calling it the War Table stream is curious.
Sounds live streamy, doesn't it? Live streamy. Fucking live service.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. And I mean, the Steam Game Festival is always a good one to watch as well. Lots of games in there.
EA Play. What are you expecting out of EA this year?
Do we have anything from EA this year? I mean, we're going to see sports. And
yeah,
I think
you can throw your Maddens in there and all that shit, but we don't count those as games anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. I don't know if maybe we'll hear something about a new Star Wars game. It might not be an announcement, but hey, we're working on this.
Yeah. So I was like, wasn't Respawn working on a Star Wars game? Turns out they did. They released it last year.
Yeah. So I think we'll see more on that.
What about a Battlefield? Are we going to see another Battlefield from them? Or Battlefront? Because Battlefront 2 is just out on PlayStation Plus.
Might be a Battlefront 3, yeah. That could work. I can see that happening, yeah. I mean, I don't know if we'll see a Battlefield this year. I think that might... We haven't heard anything. There's been no rumors or anything yet. So I have a feeling there might be like, maybe we're working on it, but there won't be any kind of announcement.
Yeah. I think we're definitely going to see a Star Wars game out of them.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it'll be pretty ready to go. I'm not saying that we're going to get it this year.
It'll be a solid showing of it.
I think they're going to really, really sell it and show it off and go, look, this is what you're getting in possibly a year's time, and then aim for that first half of next year.
Yeah.
That's
what about
you? What I reckon.
What are you after here?
There's a few that I'm just kind of curious about what the hell they actually are. Like the Guerrilla Collective, I haven't really heard a great deal about. And I'm pretty interested in seeing that one. The Cyberpunk stream, I am keen to see that because I just want to see some more gameplay. I just want to see what that game is really, really like.
Yeah.
where it's up to now, because we haven't seen new gameplay in a very long time. So to get some fresh stuff, which is going to be the closest representation of what it actually looks and plays like, in a few months, will be good to see. Xbox One obviously is a guaranteed one, and probably Ubisoft. I think they've got a lot to show this year, especially this year,
Yeah.
with all those
Assassin's
games that
Creed
they
and
pushed. The
all the
Assassin's
delayed
Creed was
ones.
the big
Yeah,
one.
we'll hear a lot of news about them.
Yeah, I hope Skull and Bones is in there.
Oh, please.
Please,
Just something about it. What about Beyond Good and
and
Evil? You think we'll see something?
this will be the year. I think they'll show it
This
off.
will be the
Like
year?
this will be the year I think they would close their presentation with. Like, this is their
Mm-hmm.
big, like, holy fuck moment. This is what we got really coming. Like, they would open with Assassin's Creed because everyone knows about it, triple stuff through, and then close with that, because I think that's going to be a pretty big game.
It's going to be weird seeing Just Dance as like a live stream and not a stage show.
I know. What are we going to do? Where's all
we,
the dancers
we
and
can't
the
have
pandas?
the crowd dancers aren't going to be there. It's just not going to have the same Ubisoft experience, man. I'm going to miss
It's not
it.
Ubisoft. It's not the Ubisoft experience anymore, mate. It's Ubisoft forward.
Forward. Right,
Maybe they're moving forward by not putting Just Dance there, because we all know it's fucking coming and no one cares. Okay, well, there's a lot of people that care.
People that care about Just Dance. It's a great game. There's so much.
Go on.
It's just
Yeah,
so much.
can we see a stream of it soon? You gonna?
Oh, maybe.
Whip it out?
I'll consider it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not whipping it out on stream. That's terrible. But I might play Just Dance.
And also this. Here it is. That's Manuel. The Steam Game Festival. I'm interested to see how they. Because I think Jeff Keighley's running that, isn't he?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, I think he's doing something with it. Anyway, they did talk about, having demos and stuff like that being available on Steam to play for X amount of time, a small period, and then they'd get removed. I'm very keen to see what they've got, because if it's games like Ghost Runner, that recently came out with the demo and then left,
Lots
that
of cool
is
games like that.
a fucking cool game. If they got small stuff like that from unknown developers and publishers, that could easily be the Steam Game Festival.
Hold up your roboting. Ladies and gentlemen, we seem to have lost Gray as a gamer. I'm unsure what's happening. Stand by. Hang on. You've gone a bit wacky, Gray. One moment, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you have people in
podcast
there?
back up. No. No.
Okay.
We haven't advertised anything, so that helps.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Well, you might just have to cut wherever I got up to.
Yeah, I will.
And I'll just start with the next piece of news.
Yeah, I'll do a PSA at the start of the fucking audio recording again.
What's that?
I'll do a PSA at the start of the audio recording again. We had some issues midway through. It'll be fun.
Oh, I wouldn't even do that. I would just leave it because it's all the way near the end. If it was right at the start, but if it's at the end, because that might just people just be like,
yeah,
skip.
I'll leave it. I'll fix it so it sounds like it should have ended, I guess, or something else.
Yeah, just grab something where it's dead air, and then I'll just do this part.
All right.
Yeah.
And
so on to our next piece of news, which is the PlayStation 5 games might become a bit more expensive. So with the reveal of the Unreal 5 demo that uses the PS5's hardware capability, it somehow made the gaming community ask if that project was expensive to make because it looked like it. That was something hard to achieve. Jim Ryan, PlayStation CEO, stated, "I think to the extent that the technology enables the graphics side of it to become more interesting and lifelike, the games will become slightly more human intensive and capital intensive to produce. So yes, we think there's probably will be an increase in development budgets. We don't see it as being a massive increase, and that's why we want to do more faster than we have ever done before, to provide a fertile install base for people who make games to be able to monetize against. If we can keep pace with the likely increase in development costs, then the industry can continue to prosper." Now, this is titled as PlayStation 5 games because obviously they've been talking to Jim Ryan. I think this is next gen
in general. Yeah.
Because it's the price isn't, it hasn't really moved.
Not for a long time, no.
And
I don't know.
You would think it should budge. It should nudge up.
It should nudge up. But the question is, will it? Or in place, will they be leaning heavily on microtransactions, DLCs, paid digital content, stuff like that people can buy extra on top because the overhead on that is a lot less?
But you got to ask yourself, is that stuff, games as a service and DLCs and, they're monetizing battle passes, etc., is that because the games have not increased in price but have increased in development cost? They've been forced to go down. Maybe. They've been forced. They have. The dev teams have to work out ways to continue to make money because wages go up, costs go up of everything. It's just, it is what it is. But games as a full retail price, outside of, stupid collector's editions and stuff like that, which is, it is what it is, they don't budge much.
No,
it hasn't changed in a long time. So, yeah, I don't know. I've said before that I would be happy for, as hard as it would be, and there'd have to be a shitload of thought to go into it, to have publishers and that have a bit more creative freedom in how much they charge per game. Like, if you are going to put a game together that's going to take 5-6 years to put together, it's going to be huge, like one of the biggest ones you've ever seen, etc., with crazy amounts of content. They should, I would think, charge extra for it.
I can see that working if the game is actual quality, though. Like, given the games we've received in the last few years, like the pattern is send it buggy, we'll fix it later. Generally, So true. If that was the case, I would like to see that stop and them taking the time to make the games as perfect as they can be, and not this kind of release it half baked and we'll fix it later when everyone's angry at us. And
it would be a change across the board in how games would be perceived when released. They would have to be careful because you can't just put out, EA can't just smack out the next Madden 2020 and go, oh, this cost us so much more to build and make and do. We're going to charge you,
$100.
$130, $140 Australian for it, or $6, $70, $80, $90 US,
Yeah.
and not do anything meaningful to it, because a company like that could potentially do something like that, and prey on their fan base and install base and stuff like that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. There's definitely room for people to be real schemy little fucks in there.
Because I also bring this up because the Last of Us 2 is Sony have released previews. You would have seen them popping up all over the net.
Yeah.
They're everywhere now for a certain, like, they can only talk about a certain section, so far in and whatnot. And the 3 or 4 that I've read, because this is like one of the main games I'm just going to break my own reviews for. I just want to read it. I want to see what this game's going to be like. Everyone is praising the living shit out of it so far in ridiculous ways, in saying that the size and scope of what you're going to see is like nothing you've seen before in a game. Like the animation detail, everything in it is just so top notch. It's so stellar that the game still sells for $60 or $100 Australian.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a very, very big game. If a company like Naughty Dog, which there are plenty of other companies like them, if they could go, right, we know we can charge extra for this game because we're going to put in a crap ton of extra work, I would be happy with that, if that's like, the quality you're going to get back out of it.
Yeah.
That's the only way I'd see it working.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have to. It couldn't be a sudden like, oh, suddenly we're doing this. It would have to be gradual, because I think if it just started like, it went from a $100 game to $130 base game straight away, people would get pretty upset about it. Like it's like that like, in theory, I kind of agree. Again, there's room for companies that are producing kind of yearly games going, oh, we can bump the price up and not do much else, and we can just take that from our fan base, and they just have to deal with it if they want to play the game. Whereas companies that are focused on like one large game that are putting in a lot of work, I can see that happening, and being able to support that. But yeah, it would have to there'd have to be some major changes throughout the entire gaming industry for that to actually work.
There'd have to be heaps.
There'd have to be like even a quality rating system brought in.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I think like reviews would have to be reviews as well. Would have to be not completely changed, but reevaluated on how they're assessed, how a game is assessed. Especially if it's got a price difference against it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because I think even now, like there is a stigma when it comes to free to play.
Yeah.
And the reviews when it comes to free to play, everyone, as soon as they get it in their mind, this game's free to play, well, it's probably not fully worth it. Like there's something missing, or it's got that mobile feel to it. The other way would by say Naughty Dog were just using them as an example because their game is due out next and it should be an incredible game. They could, I think they could do it. They said they could have gone, right, we're gonna charge, it's gonna cost you a bit more to get into this game, but it is going to be worth it.
It is
what you're going to see. And I think it's hard. You're
again,
right though.
It's really tricky because like if you're paying so much for a game, you'd be kind of expecting it not to be broken up into DLC either. Like you wouldn't
you wouldn't.
It would have to be a complete package. It would have to be damn near fucking perfect, especially if they're going to charge extra. Like if you're going, right, you want to charge more for the game because you think it's worth that, it needs to be amazing and detailed and well built.
Definitely.
Sure, a minimal bug is whatever, but you'd expect them to be so unnoticeable that it wouldn't affect it.
100%.
Like you said, reviews would have to change because this is a $130 game. What are you getting for that $130? And becomes a question of value for money as opposed to quality of game.
It would be really hard. Like there would have to be In one day, it's going to have to change. Otherwise, we're going to move away. We're going to move into a totally different realm of what we see as games now. Like we're already shifting. You can already see it going into subscription services and Game Pass and battle passes and free to play with battle pass and DLCs and all this extra crap.
Yeah.
And that all has nearly stemmed from developers and publishers not being able to charge anything more than $60 and $100
Good
Australian.
point. Yeah.
They just can't. They cannot. If a game was to come out now, pick anything. It's like we're going to charge you $140 to buy this at retail and digital. People would be like, for what reason? And they go, oh, it cost us more to make. That's not good enough. I'm used to paying this much. So you can see how they've been forced and pushed into games as a service, and all that crap. Some of it which is fine, others which most of it is not. It's
another interesting factor would
shit.
be multiplayer games. So things like Call of Duty and Destiny, kind of to an effect as well, maybe. Because again, it's multiplayer, so it's especially like PvP kind of stuff. It's kind of the same thing, so it would be very differently priced to single player games.
Yeah, well, you could
And
probably
then,
look
like,
at it.
at that point, would it be cheaper with transactions within, or would it be more expensive with nothing?
Yeah, see, it raises a good point because also, like, using Call of Duty as an example, if they were to raise the price or whatever, they could split that game. They could literally release just a standalone multiplayer version. Like, you just want the multiplayer, that's fine. This
And
is
you
what
can
you're going to
update
get.
it
This is
and
what you
add
pay.
maps and
If
stuff.
you want the other stuff, you want the single player stuff, then you pay this much extra, and you can have all the single player stuff. Yeah, it's a fucking interesting conversation of where it can go and what it can do.
Or if it
But
could work.
yeah, well, I don't think it could. I don't know, man. Now I'm in two minds now, thinking about like I would be happy for it to go into that, but as long as all the things that we've just kind of covered got put into effect. But
Yeah.
we both know that probably would not happen.
No, it wouldn't.
We've gone too far down the rabbit hole of DLCs and monetization, and working out that these publishers have worked out how to drill down probably even further than what they would have gone with just raising a game by $3 a year to purchase.
Yeah. Interesting though. I have to
Very
think on it more
interesting.
and kind of play with that in my head, because I mean, yeah, there's so much about it that works, but so much about it that just really doesn't either. Like, and it's not that it wouldn't physically work; it's trusting companies with that kind of power.
Well, we know it works.
Part of the problem.
We know it works because it works for nearly everything else. I mean, movies cost more. Like, you've got to go to a movie, like it's going to cost you more than what it did 10 years ago.
Oh, no, I was talking about more of our thought experiment there, as opposed to the actual rise in prices. The rise in prices is fine. I'd happily cop that if it was a general price. Like, so everything went up $10, whatever. Sure, cool. Things happen. Like, everything goes up. It's. I mean, it won't.
Do you find it fascinating that it hasn't gone up? It's fucking bizarre.
It is. I mean, it's gone up a little bit, but for the most part, when you get like opening day deals, it's like back down to the normal price anyway.
Yeah.
There's someone coming from like hospitality. I have to draw very similar parallels to that and food prices. So food prices, cost of living, everything is always constantly going up, but you're expected to keep menu pricing down, but you still have to make enough of a profit. And as a result, over the years, food prices have gone up. I'm sure you've noticed that. You used to be able to get a steak for like $20, like a really nice steak. Now it's $35-$40, and that's all because of price increases. And I mean, video games. I mean, not exactly the same kind of theory. And yeah, you're right. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, well, it got put in place a long time ago, and they've just stuck with it.
Yeah.
I might do some my own research into it to see what I can find out about it, because there has to be someone who's got way more intelligence about it and knows more about it than what I do and you do, and they might have
Definitely.
some better information. Well, before we head off, what games are you playing next week? What are you into? What are you looking forward to in a week or two?
So I kind of have a clean slate this week. I don't have any games that I've purchased that I need to play. So I'm probably gonna dip into Valorant a little bit, try and get some time in Tarkov. Maybe dip back into some Gen Zero because I've been playing that with some friends and that's been really fun. And I've still got to get back to Uncharted, so I'm kind of catching up this week. I think is the plan.
And you haven't decided yet on The Last of Us? Are you going day one, or you're off?
Still thinking about it. I'm like,
are you gonna see what the review, because the reviews are out this week?
Yeah, I think I might wait. I might wait for reviews. And
if this thing comes in and pulls like perfect tens, and are you gonna dip in?
Most likely, yeah. Again,
Yeah.
I'll probably I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna look at a few reviews. Like what I normally do for games, I'll watch 8 or 10 different reviews that are available, especially ones that are out early like this. To get a kind of broad spectrum on what's going on, how the game works, and if I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy it. But it's something I generally do. I kind of watch a lot of reviews before I buy a game, especially if it's one this large. Like little games like Maneater and stuff I just grab because they look fun as hell.
Yeah. That's excellent for an entrepreneur reviewer such as myself. That you watch reviews.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I'll consider The Last of Us. I'm still unsure though. What about you? What are you playing this week, man?
I am going to go straight back into Tarkov. I've got to escape from that place multiple times. Really need to get cracking in that. I want to stay ahead of the curve per se, or ahead of the meta. So level wise, I'm about average now with everyone, so which is good. Because I haven't had a great deal of time to really play it, especially with one of those games can go 40, 50 minutes if you're in a raid full quit all the way to the end. Yeah, and like that's I only get like 2 hours or whatnot a night, and that's it. That could literally be 2 raids done, signed off. Yeah, which is not is not much. You can only get so much out of it, but definitely want to go into that. There is a game coming out next week on June 5th, this Friday, called Command and Conquer. What is it? It's remastered, I guess. It's the Command and Conquer and Red Alert has been remastered by a very passionate dev team made up of Westwood Studios, which is the same mob who did all the originals. They were the original creators of it. One of my most played RTS. It's one of my most played games, actually, series like I've ever played. Yeah, out of anything in my entire life, because I used to just live on these games. I've played all of them, the whole series from front to back, way too many times. So I'm very excited for this. It looks like just a labor of love. They've really treated it really well, handcrafted the whole entire experience. It's not just a rushed EA type thing. There's a lot of effort has gone back in. All the sound has all been remastered. The whole lot. It just looks great from an RTS. If you're an RTS fan, this is one of the originals back in the day.
Who is redoing it?
I forget who the dev team, what they actually called. But yeah, they are made up of ex Westwood Studios development team, who was a studio EA bought and shut down over the Command and Conquer series.
Oh,
lovely.
Good.
Yeah,
good to see them.
So they've all got back. They've all got back together again, and that's out this week. So I'm going all in on that. I'm going to bounce between that and Tarkov, I think.
Nice.
And that's about it. Should be a pretty good week. I got camping too. I'm going camping for 4 days.
Oh, nice. Just before winter starts really settling in.
Oh yeah, winter up here. I turned the aircon on. Literally, I turned the aircon on before. It's hot. Right.
It is.
Well, let's wrap it up for the week. Puppies, where can people find you if they were to look for you on Google?
On Google. Oh, there's various sites that you probably shouldn't look on. But you can find me primarily on Twitter and on Mixer at deft_puppies. Gray, where can they find you?
Over on YouTube as Grey Aussie Gamer and on Twitter. I should use Instagram more often, but I don't.
either.
I completely forget
there.
that I have it. It's like it's hard enough to post just to Twitter and to stay active with people on Twitter on a regular occasion. And I don't know how some people do it. Honestly, I have no idea how some people split themselves between. Or you must never get off your phone.
No,
that'd be the only way. Or you hire someone to tweet things or post things for you. I'll tell you where you can find us though. The both of us at the same time, because we both have the same account, is at @left_pod, which is our Twitter handle. You can also catch us on YouTube where we live stream right here, right now. And you can also catch the replay too if you'd missed it. Just search for Two Left Thumbs Podcast and you'll find us under there. We stream every 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Time every Tuesday night. That's about all. It's been an absolute damn pleasure again. Thank you, puppies.
You're welcome, as always. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And there may or may not be some audio difficulties throughout the cast. You may notice. Thank you for sticking through with us. Thank you very much for listening. We will be back next week. Have a fantastic week. Look after yourselves. We'll see you
Most likely with a surprise guest.
Bye.
Bye.